Yeah, we have to ask the question again.
So the first question is from Ranveer Singh. Let me first add, he's asked about 11. I've chosen 2. Who's your favorite comic actor?
Manorama. I thought she was one of the greatest actors. So Manorama. Now, nobody may find her funny, but Manorama.
Silence or chaos?
Chaos.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Your favorite actor today?
Alia Bhatt.
I was not expecting this.
Yeah, Alia Bhatt.
Will you work with Alia again? Somebody has asked.
Somebody's not asking. You are only asking.
Someone has asked this.
You are asking.
I'm also asking, but someone's also asked.
All my life.
Oh, yes. Favorite line in Dolida?
Dum 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 balji. Love it. When the chorus sings it, I love it.
Your favorite Gangubai look?
When Minister Patil comes.
Ah.
When she puts the feet in the water and the little smudge jump and the hair open and she lies, that hoarding we made everywhere.
What is your most difficult scene that you had to shoot in Gangubai?
Every scene with you was difficult, especially the one where you came out and stood at the door the first time. That first time you call. Are you calling the gods to come and help you to save you? Are you calling somebody to a friend? Are you calling what? And that look on that face, because that is where everything then flowed. When the gods didn't answer you and a client came, Govind said, and then how you fixed life and said, okay, I get back at you life. Because you brought me here, I am going to be on that bus being celebrated one day. So that was the most difficult scene for you, because that's the first day of shoot, if you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very difficult. I want to know, how did you prepare for the telephone shot?
So there was no preparation, but there was okay, what would I say to Ba after calling her after all these years? And you had given me that feeling of hearing her voice. That is itself so overwhelming, to hear her voice all over again. And the fact that she doesn't recognize your voice.
I don't know if you remember. That is a day when I exploded at one of the...
Fowry. Yeah, you were standing over there.
Because I wanted you to go into that one. I had no need to shout at you. So I said, now who to pick up? I said, Alia's man is the right target. And I just took off on him. He was sitting there at the chair.
Yeah.
And I still remember that the atmosphere changed on the set. Yeah, it became tense. And then we went for the take. Wow. It was done completely to bring you in that zone of saying, bloody hell. And then I said, no, I think she's in the right place. My mind has been shouted at and I'm going to now get it right and I'm going to do it.
So you are my man.
So it is very important that we create, what was my brief? That was my brief to you. But the way you handle the 30 seconds, in which the anger, that is where the audience got the loneliness of Gangubai.
Yeah.
Mom not there. Sare haq chhine gaye. That came. Bapu ka haq nahi mila. Maa ka haq nahi mila. That was the most crucial scene. And when you did that with anger, rather than making it sad to a point of, and I had to give you that talking to the operator. So instead of talking to the mother, suddenly we started talking to the operator. And that is the scene which conveyed to me of how Ali had understood loneliness. And loneliness converting into not sadness and tears and howling on the bed and falling, but anger with which, how do I do in 30 seconds? And you put the phone down. And then there was no crying shot.
Yeah.
It came, that anger was expressed in Dolida.
Yeah.
And that Dolida shot. That I think the gods were blessing you at that point. It is every person who's called me, every critic who's called me said, what was that? How did Ganga fall? And how did I say she didn't know whether she was going to fall? I didn't know she was going to fall. She has fallen. And look at the power you generated, Alia. While you were doing that shot, that when you went and fell, nobody moved, and you took off and the cameraman held and the dholwala came at the right time. And till you went away, it was all in the power that you generate, and that is that when you connect to the universe.
Sir was not watching the shot at that time and he was waiting for that trance moment, and he came and he saw the shot and he said, who pushed you? That's what I mean by imperfection. Now technically speaking, that's not the shot we set out to go for, but there was an imperfect moment which for you landed in perfection for that shot. So that's what I mean by that you are not that person who's striving for perfection. You're looking for that something which is reaching here, which Sir always would say, it should reach here. Speaking about reaching here, what is it, sir, that you don't want to feel your emotions? Because it happened many times on set. It's something that I really am curious to know, because you're someone who's so behind, like you can get everybody's sense a person walking far away, what they're thinking, what they're feeling. But when it comes to you, you don't let yourself feel. Is it true, or am I just making
No,
it
I
up?
have to express whatever I feel. I contain it all.
And you put it in
the
your...
next film. And then it goes to the next film. And then it goes into a film. So all that I have deprived myself of in life, or deprivation is one of my biggest stimulant. I have to crave for love to be able, and therefore I try and excel in my work and try and get to reach the God that every day I pray to. I have to excel. So that craving for love comes when I get love like this in a film like Gangubai or Devdas or Bajirao, when the audience showers love. But then you have to crave for love. If you're a fully satisfied person, you cannot be a great artist. Incompleteness is something that every person should be, every artist I think should be blessed with, because then you're trying to complete it and trying to finish it, and then you're born to it, you're destined for it. You can't create and say, okay, I'm not going to create incompleteness for me. That's not I'm going to fill myself with angst. This is not going to happen.
So you remain incomplete emotionally, so that you can put that into your movies.
You have to give something of yourself to it. I want to, for a child who, and I keep telling this, my father used to produce movies. There is a Jazi Lutera poster
Yes, yes.
right behind you. It's my moment of pride. It released in Moti Talkies near Gangubai's Kotha. To see that my parents, grandparents always told me, don't get into movies, huh? Because my grandmother had invested some money. I've gone with her on so many such journeys, becoming empty-handed back from far. Then you see your father also go through those unfulfilled dreams. I realized that that was my biggest blessing that God gave me. His unfulfilled dream of making films. So he said, make films, say Moghli Azam, say Pakiza. He would keep taking me and showing me. So I realized, I said, what is he trying to communicate to me? He never told me you were making movies. Movies you should not do. But see this. But here Bade Ghulam Ali Khan. And never stop listening to Lata Mangeshkar. Never stop listening to Muhammad Rafi. These are all people who will inspire. He kept inspiring me and then telling me never go to the movies. And then I realized, I said, this is where all these big, big dreams are being told to me. I have to give it all back to it. So somewhere my cinema comes out of wanting to settle a lot of scores with life. So then you settle scores. So I want that money, which my grandmother loaned to that producer, back with interest. Because that money never came, that interest never came. But I'm taking it with every film.
What is the difference in the director you were 25 years ago and the director you are today?
Far more hardworking.
Really?
Far more hardworking. Far more insecure. Or will I be able to tell this? Will I be making the point? As I reach, I feel slowly towards the end of where I will have to reach eventually. I'm giving it all and all and all and all and all. And the good part is that I still feel there's a lot of stories yet to be told.
Do you feel though that after giving so much for 25 years, you've won 45 awards, 68 nominations, you direct, you compose, you write, you choreograph, you produce, you say you're constantly observing people, but where are you drawing from after 25 years to still be the top director of the country, to still be so relevant, to still be connecting and creating waves and all of that?
I think inspiration comes from people, from sometimes a story, sometimes you read something. But if it doesn't connect to me in a personal way, if Bajirao's story doesn't connect to me in a personal way, then I won't make it.
You won't make it.
I won't make a great script comes to me, I will not make it if it doesn't connect to me. So it's a perfect script and it's a well written, it has to have something of me in it. For me, the characters don't have that. Like Bajirao was very fascinating to me. And then Khilji was very fascinating to me. And then there was Guzarish Mein, Ethan was very fascinating to me. And then Rani. So these are all characters who are very interesting. Now, parents were jealous, hearing it, Nana and Seema, jealous of the girl who sings and talks to the world outside. I found all these stories very interesting to tell. Then I went into Hum Dil De Chuke Sanam. Hum Dil De Chuke Sanam was a tribute to all those Bhuleshwar days where the Chat Pe families, their joint family and all that. So it was a tribute to the Bhansali mad family that I was born, I had witnessed around my cousins. So if till something tells me inside, something has to move, something I've realized that my soul has experienced this somewhere before. And then I have to tell this. I knew Gangu, I knew I was talking to her. I was interacting with her, I knew that soul. And you have to know that. So all these Michelles and all these children of a lesser god are my favorite characters. They come and say that, okay, fine, you also going through it, we are also gone through it. Come on, let's tell the story to the world.
That's where your inspiration comes.
So it keeps
the
coming.
soul.
So it's not going to stop. I think there are so many more stories and so many more children of the lesser god that is existing in the world. Where will they go? They have to be told.
So, sir, you had once in one of your interviews said that the first time you went on a film set with your father, he told you to wait and went away, and you realized in that moment that you feel very safe on set, which I really connected to at the time that I saw it, because it's strange, but I feel the same thing. For some reason, I feel very safe. But I know why I feel safe.
Why?
Because I'm not being myself. I'm living in another person's shoes. So I don't have to, it's only that. For some reason, I feel safe with the noise and that and living another life. Why do you feel safe? And do you still feel safe on set?
Oh, completely. The best city in the world is Film City. There's no other place if I want to go for holiday too. Being in a studio is, I feel, an instruction somewhere coming from the past to say, be here. My father remember, you stay here, don't move, I'll be back. I still feel I'm there. I still feel somebody came and positioned me where I needed to be. This is my playground. This is where I will play and feel the best. I don't know. And a cabaret was being shot. And that seduction woman would eat an apple. She was very skimpily dressed and little, and then she would jump on a bare, torsoed man and throw the apple. What was that apple? I don't know. It was so surreal for me, and I still remember that moment, the studio, the floor, that woman, everything. I have to shoot that sequence in one of my films in the future because I have to shoot that one cabaret with that apple being eaten and thrown. What it was. It's such an experience. What a way to be led to what my destiny would be eventually. So, and I think being in the studio is where you want to run away from being yourself. Where I find myself. I want to be, and that's where I am with myself. So I don't want to run away from myself when I'm in the floor. That's where you can understand who I am, what I am. I mean, I'm not living another character like you are. So we are completely two different reasons and comfort levels on a floor.
I have a very cliche question, but I as a actor, and I'm sure directors watching want to know, because they all look up to you. What is the one thing that you would say to the director of Khamoshi?
Don't indulge and be fearless. So there were so many places where some new directors, young directors feel the pressure of working with a big actor who starts telling them what to do. You have participated in my making of the film, but you have not said, I think it should be this. No. You're saying, can it be this? And I'll accept the suggestion and say, yeah, let's do this. Okay, let's do that. So we all contribute. Do not allow anybody to disrespect you. Don't make a film to make a name or to get fame or to get money. And youngsters are today very trade guide conscious. They're very business aware. They're very budget versus this versus recovery. I didn't know recovery. I can't understand territories and exhibitors even till date. You just make the film. And make the film you want to. If it has to work, it'll work. Even if you make a project which you think is going to be great on paper, it may not necessarily work. So just make what you want to. As a person, as a human being, I'm the same. I'm as insecure then. Will my film work? Will my shot work? I come every day to a shot, to a shoot, thinking, will the shot work? Will it fall in place? Biting my nails.
You have doubt. That's what, when I say to people, they don't believe me. I'm so happy you said this right now because I forgot. You have doubt before every scene.
And I still feel we can do better and better and better. Today also I feel, not in Gangu, but in many films I feel that was one mistake, that was one mistake. I want to correct this, I want to correct that.
Gangu, you feel like there's nothing that you should have put in?
Not a millisecond or a millimeter of the space of anything that has been.
Wow!
What happened to you as an actor through the process of this film? What did you discover new in yourself?
I discovered that Gangubai is my alter ego. Or I don't know whether I've lived with the character so deeply that now she comes out in moments which I can't control and people are like, okay, this is not Alia, this is Gangubai. So that's never happened to me with any character. Secondly, I did this film, sir, mainly for the experience with you. That is the reason it's not like, oh, it was a calculative, this is right. It was not that. It was like, I want to work with you and I wanted to work with you since I was 9. So I was fulfilling that childhood dream. So for me, no matter what I would have expected that experience, I don't think I can put the gratitude of the experience in words. So for me, it'll always be, it's not of course I changed as an actor, of course it's in my opinion, my best performance. But for me as a little girl and as an actor, it's the most grateful I've ever felt to be directed by you.
Happy that we made this film, happy that we celebrated the life of this woman, happy that we raised her questions, and I'm very grateful to you for having played it with such gusto that her questions, her voice, everything you raised for the world, celebrated that lost soul and immortalized her with that performance. I'm still enjoying Gangu. I'm still living. I've reached the bus in which she is standing and being celebrated through the court. I'm feeling that white paper being thrown on me. I'm with her. So I'm still consumed with all this.
Okay, so fine. I've understood you're on the bus, you're taking in all the love and the appreciation and the feeling of Gangubai. Right now, we are very happy that you made Gangubai. So thank you so much.
Yes, darling, love
We
you.
are very
God bless
happy
you.
that you took me.
I
in
need to
Gangubai.
tell the audience, Alia आई थी heroine बनने, and with Gangu पूरा का पूरा cinema बन गई है. God bless you and remain the great actor that you are. Do not ever have excess baggage on you. Be light. Be grateful to the gods for giving you the talent and enjoy your life.
Okay, one last thing. I have to give you a gulab.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you so much for doing this interview with me today.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you.
God bless you all. Thank you.